it's me again. It's high time for another update. I'm currently at work. Well, I work from home and everything is just so slow today that I might as well just record because I'm bored out of my mind. And I'm really not physically into doing much chores or exercise. I just want to chill and update you real quick. It has been a long time since I've posted, but life has been normal. Nothing really to say other than a couple of things. I'll just start with the most negative and saddest thing that happened. My parents' cat disappeared. I don't even want to dwell on it and talk too much about it because it just makes me very sad. She's young. She has been with our family for 5 years. My sister with her husband got her, but the husband is allergic, so my parents just took her in. And now that my sister and my parents live together in just separate apartments, so to speak, like my sister owns the whole house and my parents have a 2-room apartment. The cat was living with my parents, and due to the fact that there just wasn't enough room for her, my family decided to let her just walk outside and be an outside cat if she wanted to. She was always free to leave and roam the surrounding areas as much as she wanted, and she had an AirTag chip in her collar, and we had the ability to track her movements somewhat, and it all worked out for almost 3 years, but then she just disappeared. And the weirdest thing about it is that her AirTag also stopped working. On its own, her disappearance could have, meant that she just went off, on her own journey. And honestly, at this point, we would just be happy if that was the case. But then why all of a sudden does her chip stop working? Its last location is right next to my mother's house, and it just cannot be updated. It cannot be reached. The last update was more than a week ago, so we don't even know where this tag is. If someone removed it from her collar, then where is it? Did someone throw it in some sewage so that it does not have a signal anymore? Did it get wet? But then again, how wet is it supposed to get in order to stop functioning? She was walking around during, rainy days all the time, and nothing like that ever happened. I'm just at a loss. If someone stole her, why not just discard the tag right where they stood, so we would be able to find the tag if it was just, discarded, if her collar were just ripped off her body. And it's the type of collar that's very easily ripped off so that the cat does not choke itself when she gets stuck somewhere, It's just odd. And then we keep hearing, because we obviously threw a huge net, we informed like every neighbor, we went through every house in the neighborhood, we threw like this little piece of paper in every mailbox. It's not a crime where I live, thank God. We hung up all kinds of posters. We informed every animal shelter there is, all of it. We even did some unimaginable stuff that I'm gonna just say it. My mother had to spread a bit of pee, her own pee, just droplets here and there, to kind of pave the way for the cat to find its way it's not really trustworthy. So I don't know if it's the same cat. And the worst thing is, my boyfriend and I went searching. I actually went off my job to do so, and we both spotted a cat's ass, more precisely, that just looked similar, but we don't know, and she just ran away from us, even though she knows us. We don't know what's happening, and the other time she was spotted, this cat that looks like ours was right next to my parents' house. So either she doesn't want to go home, but then what's with the tracker, you know? The second you think, you kind of realize what's happening, the other bit of information just contradicts it. If she doesn't want to go home, we would be fine with it as long as we know that she's safe. It will be sad, but we know that she's okay. Maybe she's not happy. I don't know. Cats have their reasons, and it's her right, to determine her freedom, I guess, whatever. But then what's with the tracker? And it's just been very stressful. And now I'm more at peace with it, so to speak, because what choice do I have? But at the beginning we were all just very distraught. We cried a lot, and I just remember just searching for her and just crying randomly and just crying at home, because it's just so sad. My parents are old, and I mean, how is it fair that those last days, months, years, hopefully, but whatever they have on this earth, why would fate just take away this little creature that gave them so much happiness, that they could just love on and spoil? And I don't know, they were spoiling the fuck out of her. She could leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. She could come back at 5 o'clock in the morning. They would get up and they would let her out or in and give her food. And they really went out of her way to make her comfortable. Even the decision to let her roam outside was done out of kindness, because obviously the cat would not be happy in that small of an apartment. I know that cats can live in apartments, but they don't even have a balcony, It's just 2 small rooms. I don't know, it's just very unfortunate and very sad and heartbreaking. My father is grieving, and he doesn't show it, but it's just very obvious. So I was trying to bring my daughter along as much as I could to, have him, to give him this little bit of happiness, And my mother is sad, my sister is very upset, the children. It's just very heartbreaking that this had to happen. What was so wrong about 2 elderly, sickly people having some happiness around? I just don't get life. I know that much worse things happen, I understand. It's just a little bit of personal grief that we go through. And she was so small and just beautiful, and I get why someone stole her. We were all kind of living in fear of that happening one day, but we just couldn't. There was no alternative. Anyhow, so unfortunately that happened. But other than that, life has been going okay. I have gone on a girl trip this weekend with 5 other girlfriends of mine, and it was very, very fun. I never once felt overwhelmed or introverted or tired of everything. I felt very at peace, and even though no one really doted on each other or anything, I still felt comfortable and loved, and we had fun, we laughed, we did some crazy stuff. Nothing, not crazy per se, but it's more about which cackling and performing tectonic dances outside randomly and scaring people. We're just being our natural, insane selves, just the least feminine we could be, and it was so fun. The trip was kind of interesting because when we arrived, we immediately went to a swimming pool and a sauna in the hotel. And even when we were in a train getting there, we drank some wine and my cheeks started burning and I was like hot, and everyone was commenting that I was red in the face and my neck and my shoulders. And I was just like, the fuck? I really think I have hypothermia. Is that the word? No. The fuck? Let me think. I'm hypertonic, I think. My blood pressure is high, which was never ever the case. But my father has it, and I think now that I've turned 33 years old, it's actually my problem as well. I think I managed to still inherit that problem from my dad. Great. And so when we went to the sauna, I was just not feeling it, but I was just, participating because I didn't want to drop everything without even giving it a chance and trying. Like, it's not like I have not been in a sauna before. Even as a child, I constantly went to a sauna, and as an adult, it's much more rare. It's like not even once a year, but I have been a bunch of times. But I've never been as long, I think, and that was the problem. We went there 3 times, and then we went to the cool pool, and then back to the sauna, and I think that did a number on me. I don't know if it's just the sauna or the temperature change back and forth, but I was just so uncomfortable, and the first chance I get, I would walk out and wait for others, and it still just got to me. So then we were just sitting in my hotel room. The girl that was supposed to share a bed with me, she would only be coming the next day, so my room was free. Everyone was at my place who just brought snacks and wine, and I wasn't drinking anymore because I was already feeling bad. And so I started getting this like little headache, and then I was getting tired, and then my bones started to kind of hurt, and just every hour I was feeling worse and worse, and my girlfriends kept like asking me if they should leave and take their party elsewhere, but I was just like, nah, I'll throw you out when I want to sleep, but it's fine, you can stay. And then I was just like getting cold, and I had to hide under the blanket. Everyone was sitting, and I was laying in my bed, and I don't know, I was just feeling like shit. I smoked some weed to just come off the headache, and it helped, but as soon as I got sober, like an hour later, because I did not smoke like a lot at all, I was feeling bad again, but the headache kind of subsided. So then everyone left, and I was left alone in my room, and the shit really hit the fan. I barely managed to just wash my face, brush my teeth, and then I went to bed, and I just felt like shit. I talked to my boyfriend real quick, and then I just went to sleep. I would wake up every hour, and I would just be cold. My bones were just so freezing cold. The cold was coming out of my body. No matter how warm I got myself, I just couldn't get warm. I put the other friend's blanket over my blanket, but I just put it like a little bit lower so that I don't breathe on it, because I was just thinking to myself, God, please don't let me have some kind of cold or flu or COVID or anything that I can just infect everyone around me with, and the poor girl that lives next to me that's about to come in the morning. Like, I was just feeling so bad, but I just felt like absolute shit. And the same thing happened to me one more time when a friend was visiting me. I felt the same way the second she left. I just felt so bad and informed her that I'm like feverish and I'm burning up, and visited us. Nothing happened to my daughter, my boyfriend. So I just kept having this weird things. Like, I don't know if it's the age, if maybe I'm just old enough to start having all those random problems. I need to go to see my doctor, but she's very nice, but she's kind of useless. She has never ever actually helped me with any of my issues. She just kept like excusing me from school and work very graciously, like weeks on end, but whatever. So yeah, but every hour I woke up feeling a little bit better. So I just thought to myself, man, that's probably the sauna. I think I'm probably having some kind of blood pressure problem, and I just felt like a little bit better each time I drank water, because I'm probably like dehydrated. So what I ended up googling, but not with I did not concentrate too much on it. I just googled it real quick, so I don't know if it's true or not, but it can be the sudden dehydration. And I wasn't drinking much water because we were going by train. I didn't want to like do the me thing and just pee all the time in every fucking public toilet I can find. It's just so annoying, and I keep doing that because I keep drinking too much. So I stopped doing that. Maybe that was the wrong thing to do. Like the one time I did it, of course, it was like the day I go to a fucking sauna, and I think I was dehydrated. And then I think the problem was also the fact that the sauna kind of releases toxins or whatever, and maybe too much too soon was released. I don't even know, but I just felt like shitty, feverish and sick. So then in the morning we all wanted to sleep in. This is why we bailed on the hotel breakfast and did not even book it. But then we woke up perfectly in time to get breakfast. Of course we did. So no one got like that much sleep, but it wasn't bad either. So we just all woke up, texted each other in the group chat, and we just met up because one of the girls, the one that's very new to our group of friends, we've known her for a very long time, but we just started hanging out, like, I guess more frequently. She's such a sweetheart, and she had a birthday that day, and we bought her flowers and cake and whatever, and so then we went off to get breakfast, and then we just thought it would be just a quick breakfast, and then I thought we can all go back to the hotel. My girlfriends will go off to their fucking sauna or whatever. I'll just get back to sleep. But of course, we ended up just roaming those damn streets until like 5 or whatever. So the other girl that was sharing the room with me arrived, and I was just so happy to see her because I don't see her much. She's one of my oldest friends. She's just so funny. Like, she's a crazy one, and we had so much fun when we were younger. So much drama too, but fun as well. And I just remember looking at her thinking, man, I really like miss her. I just want to like give her a hug or something. And then all of a sudden she just grabs my elbow and just kind of like wants to walk with me. That was so cute. She's a rough one. Like she's the one that can beat your ass. And I just love like so many things about her. She's very problematic, but she's ours. She belongs to us. We claim her. And then we were just, having a great time. Then we went home. Everyone went to the sauna, and I just had time to wash my hair and dry it and put on makeup. It was just nice. Like, we're all moms with tiny children, and we don't get that much time for ourselves, and it was just fine for me to just chill at the hotel room. I was just having the time of my life, just not doing nothing. And then we were just taking pictures in one of the hotel rooms and just having fun and laughing our asses off. And then we went off to this bar. We did not want to go to the club, but what the bar ended up being was a fucking club. Its redeeming quality was that it was like 15 minutes away from our hotel. And also when we first arrived, it was empty and it was great. I just love empty places. I love lack of people. It's just us and the DJ and like 3 people sitting somewhere. That was so cool. But then it became unbearable. Everyone in this city seems to just wanna enter this club. Like, I'm generally one of those people that just has anxiety around some strange men in some dark area where, I don't know, like where there's all kind of alcohol, drugs involved, you know. I don't like going to clubs without guys around that I know. With just women, I never feel safe at all. I just, no matter how drunk I am, I just feel so uncomfortable. But this was like even worse than I normally feel. I was just at the club, but there were like guys around that I knew, and so I felt very safe and very comfortable. So it's not like the general vibe. I feel like there was just something special about the place where we were. Or maybe I'm just more jaded and I don't feel like as comfortable. It was just so gross and intimidating. Like, some people were, to their credit, at least dancing, you know. They were at least dancing. Some men seemed to have fun. So I don't like mean them when I talk about the rest of the group. Some men were actually having fun and kudos to them. But then there was just other men that were dancing, but that were just constantly trying to be around you and in your presence and in your space and constantly rubbing shoulders. And like, I was already grateful that no one was like actually grinding on me, but there was just one step away from that, you know. It was just so uncomfortable. The club started getting so full, so it's understandable that, you know, there is not much space for people to dance. But it was just more than that. They were like circling you and ogling you and constantly trying to dance with you. And even if you gave them fuck off signals, you know, they were just not getting the hint. And some guys had friends that were like leading them away and dragging them away, which I'm very grateful for. But some guys were just like constantly in our space. And we did the protective circle, of course. We actually like kind of involved 2 other girls in our circle without saying a word. But it was just not enough anymore. There was just no space for any type of circle. We were just dancing all together, and it gotten to the point where one of my friends were just very, like, she got really aggressive and she was like full of just anger. And she was usually like, well, I guess before she got a baby and got into a committed relationship, she was a huge flirt and she was just fearless. And the type of guy that was there was actually exactly her type. She was kind of like just so full of hatred that even I was like, dude, calm down. You're gonna get our ass beat if you just continue pushing people away from you and stuff like that. But I also got it. And this is a friend that we don't, she's not very like affectionate, and I don't know. It's like I'm the least close to her from all of other people. But even like her, she just hugged me from behind and we just danced together because she was just so uncomfortable with the way the dudes around us were. It was just an ugly vibe. And I knew that, you know, her and the other friend that I've mentioned that I was sharing the room with, like, I knew that they would actually like kill a bitch. They could actually beat someone up. I felt kind of safe around them, especially the friend that I shared the also like other dudes that were just standing there and just staring. And like me, I know that I'm talking from the standpoint of someone already like in fear, so I think I'm just kind of maybe imagining some certain things. I get that, but still, like for me, like to me they seemed like they were just evaluating the merchandise, like shopping, window shopping at a bazaar, picking up like some meat. They were just staring the dance floor down. And I'm just asking myself, like, what possesses a person to go to a club and just not dance, not smile, just have the like low vibrational energy and just stand there like some security guard. It wasn't a security guard, by the way. I don't know, like some people just hate women and just hate fun. Even like walking to the club, we were like laughing, minding our own fucking business, and men were just like parroting our laughter so like aggressively sometimes or whatever. And I just think to myself, like, there is nothing that some men hate more than women having fun and just being women. So then I was just like, I want to get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm sorry. It was like 1 o'clock and I was just like, I want out of here. And I know that like 2 of the girls they were really looking forward to going, and they were like so into dancing. They were like shit-faced by this point already. But I was like, I'm sorry, I need to leave. And the other friend agreed with me, the one that I was dancing with, the one that was like aggressive. And 2 other girls agreed. And then 2 of the girls decided to stay, and I tried to talk them out of it so much, but to no avail. They decided to stay. And it was so funny because those girls, the last time I heard about them talk about each other, they had like this little fight, and they barely like even interacted with each other all those years that we knew each other. And then they recently had a fight, but those were like the girls that decided to stick around. I'm like, well, you must really like want to stay, bro. If you decided to stay in that company, and you can't stand each other, then bro, you must be like really desperate to have this party going. And I like gave them instructions. I was just like, the scene from Peaky Blinders, no fighting. I was like, bitch, you don't leave each other ever. And so those girls ended up like doing a bunch of stupid shit. They kissed for some fucking reason. Apparently one of them kissed the other because the guys were like hating on them and they were going for the lesbian thing, which is not productive in a situation like that, let me tell you. And like the girl that kissed the other, the one friend that's like all about fighting and stuff like that, she was like telling it like it's a funny story, because it is. We used to like all kiss with each other when we were teenagers. It's nothing new to her or to us. But this other friend, she's not used to that type of shit. It was probably like her first kiss with a girl or whatever, and it was with the girl that she can't even stand. So she was like visibly very ashamed of that. And this girl that was ashamed, she also like fucked up greatly by kissing some fucking guy at the club. And she has a whole husband and 2 babies at home. And this other girl was like telling me the story because we shared a room. She was telling me the story, and I was like, dude, you cannot tell this shit to anybody. And she's not good with keeping secrets. So I feel like this other girl can be really screwed. I was like, you cannot tell this shit like that. And she was like, no, I won't. But you just told me. Like, she will lose a husband and children over this. You do realize that? Yes, I do. I will not tell a soul. You're right. But like the first person you saw when you opened your eyes, you told. Like, I know she trusts me, and I know she knows like I have everyone's best interest at heart, but like, bitch, shut the fuck up. And the girl that kissed another guy, I kind of do feel bad for her a little bit, but it's just such a sad thing to do. Like, their relationship with her boyfriend has been on the rocks since day one, and they have constantly been fighting. They have nothing in common. Sometimes it seems like they cannot stand each other whenever you ask one of them for like something, they always don't know what the other person is doing, what the other person is when they're coming home. Like, we have seen them fight more than we have seen them being peaceful together. It's always like passive aggressiveness at best, aggressiveness at worst. Not that they don't have good moments, they do, but negativity overshadows good things to a higher extent, and so they're just not a happy couple, sadly, even though I really do love both of them. They're like good friends of mine. The guy is like one of the best people I've ever met in my life. They are just ill-fitted together, unfortunately, and they did not break up this one time where they had the chance to do so. Like, they lost faith the last second and got back together, even though they really did not want to. And now 2 beautiful children have come from this marriage, which is, great. But I don't feel like they will be staying together until old age. Maybe they will, but as time passes, I feel like they will realize that they don't have any reasons to stay as a couple anymore. Now that they have children, they will stay in each other's lives, and they will probably have a very respectful and loving relationship. If they separate, they don't have to lose each other anymore. I just feel like maybe it's best for them to go their separate ways, just to be happy, like to have a chance at happiness. I don't know, maybe it's a cruel thing to say, but I feel like their relationship will be much more loving if they just remove the romance from it, which is already like dead on arrival. I don't know, it seems very cruel to say that, but I've been observing them for like years and years and years, like, and it's never gotten better. But I don't know, someone could have said the same thing about my boyfriend and I's relationship, the way we were fighting when we were younger and like postpartum. I don't know, maybe I know for a fact that I'm not the one to talk, but whatever. I just feel bad for like the guy, and I feel bad for the girl that she has to live with like the fear of it getting out, because she really had to kiss another man in front of like the biggest gossip in town, and this girl is not like even your friend like that, to protect her secrets. I just hope that she has enough common sense to shut her mouth and not tell anyone about this, because I don't know, like, you also have like a husband and children. You should at least like be able to relate. And I know it was a stupid mistake, and I know it's based on a lot of like pain and resentment, so not that I excuse it or condone it, I don't at all. I just have empathy, I guess, even though the guy deserves better, like, than to like have someone kiss another guy on him. I don't know. I just know we aren't perfect, and long-term relationships can be very messy, and if you really understand the human condition, you know that people can make stupid mistakes out of desperation, and you can understand something, I guess, without condoning it, even though I know it's not right. It's not right at all. It just made me so sad that a long-term marriage can be just endangered by stupid shit like that. It was so unnecessary. She had nothing to gain from it. This club was not even worth it. The vibe was not even giving anything remotely enticing like that. It was just so trashy. And those girls seem to be like constantly at home, and it's almost as if they can't get out of their duties as wife and mother, and they just, whenever you do let them out, they have to go ham, and it's just show you that you really should give people space and give people time to be themselves and do them. And it's not like their husbands are abusive or that they lock them up, but you know how men can get. You know how men can weaponize incompetence against you and never learn things and then just claim that they cannot do those things, and it just enslaves you in this routine because no step of the routine can be done without you. And it's very, very unfortunate, and those girls who are just willingly participating in it without, I guess, even realizing that life can be different. And now that this girl that has kissed the guy, now that she's back home, she has been constantly posting in the group chat asking to meet up. And when one of the girls asked her where the sudden increase in free time comes from, she was like, he can take care of his own kids occasionally as well. He never tells me where he's going when I'm with the kids, and he does his own thing. He has a hobby, he has this and that and the third. So I'm just doing the same. When he has the kids, I'll just leave and I'll just do whatever. And it feels like this trip has really showed her how desperate she is for some freedom. But yeah, like it was just not really nice, and this is exactly why I was trying to get them to not do that, because I knew that both of those girls were severely lacking in the free time and time to have fun and time to just wild out department. They were severely attached at the hip to their husbands, and again, for no other reason other than, the husband either being too busy to like sufficiently help with the kids or whatever. Obviously they have 2 and 3 children, respectively, so the husbands are helping out. I hate saying help when I'm talking about parents and children. Like, the husbands do pull their weight with the children, but yeah, it's just whatever. So I already knew that those girls will do the most, and I also was thinking that they're like also not the most reliable people. Like, they will get drunk and forget all about you. I did not know who would be the responsible one because both of them aren't, and I was worried about them. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not their mother. I'm not gonna pull them by their hair. Like, to be honest, I used to pull this one girl that shared the room with me by her hair and get her out of situations. And I'm glad I did, but now that we're all grown women, I can't force them, we don't have this type of relationship anymore where I will grab someone, like, force them to go home, So I was kind of forced to let them stay, and I just gave them all the instructions I could think of. Don't go to the bathroom alone, you're stuck, you're Siamese twins. For all intents and purposes, you are inseparable, and you are one and the same. Take care of each other, blah, 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 So, I was very happy that they made it. They did, in fact, return home to the hotel, and the girl with a rocky relationship, she kind of half carried my cellmate, I guess, my roommate, back to our room. So she was the more responsible one on the way back, but apparently the other one was more responsible in the club, so I don't know what's going on. So this girl that I was sharing the room with, she was like, Sadie, wake up, Sadie, hey. And I was just not having it. I pretended to be asleep, and the other girl was like shushing her, telling her to shut up. So yeah, they made it, and I was very happy that they did. But in the morning, even though the morning started very funny, like we were laughing our asses off, we kind of woke up at the same time with the girl, and we immediately started laughing. I told her that I totally just ignored her intentionally. She was self-abandoned when she laughs. It's like so funny. And yeah, we just had such a crazy funny morning, the two of us. And then she told me the non-funny part about, the other girl kissing someone and stuff like that. And it was just like, ugh, why did you have to do that? And everything went well until the girl realized that she lost her damn phone. And this is another thing, dude. You need to either not get shit-faced, or you need to work on your autopilot. Like, you have to have an autopilot. You have to teach yourself that there are certain things that your body just remembers to do. Whenever you switch locations, you need to check your pockets. You need to check where your phone is, where your wallet is, whatever else you carry that is important to you. You need to just make a habit of it. Do it sober all the time so that it becomes second nature. Whenever you switch any location, get out of the taxi, of the bus. Leave whatever area you're in. Check your goddamn shit. Or don't get shit-faced. I know it's easier said than done, but dude, I don't know. She lost it, and the sad thing about it is that she lost all her goddamn pictures with it. It's such a creepy thing. It was synchronized with a cloud server. She knew the password to it, but now the password does not work for some reason. The other account to restore this account is her father's, but apparently it's not the right account anymore. It cannot be used anymore. It's like someone used her data and changed shit and just did whatever to her pictures. And it's so sad because the way she told us, she has 3 kids and she has photos on this account going back to prior to the kids. Like, everything is gone. She cannot access it anymore, and it's just so creepy because when we were outside for a minute just to get a breather, get away from all those dudes, she was already smoking outside. We kind of also went out to search for her. She was smoking outside talking to some dude, and everyone who saw him told us that he's creepy as fuck. And she was like, yeah, he was hitting on me, and I was showing him my family's pictures just to get him out of my sight. It was already like, you don't have to do all that. Like, if you have to do all that, you really don't have to do all that. If the dude is hitting on you, no picture of no damn kids is going to change his mind. It was just so weird. And now, so basically, we have this person who probably saw her unlock her phone, so probably now noticed the combination maybe. He was specifically showed the pictures that are now inaccessible. It's just very creepy. And that's not the end of it. Apparently, after we left, I never saw the guy, but I'm not really attentive. That's my sin. My party sin. I'm not attentive. I don't check my surroundings the way I should. But other girls saw him, and he was like eyeing her down when we were leaving, and the girls were like also warning her against this guy. And she told us that he approached her again. He told her that she was hella hot, and that he has been watching her the whole time. Ugh, which, yikes. And she said that he followed them to another bar because they had to leave. It was just unbearable in there. They left to a different bar, and they actually had to talk to some dudes, some young boys, and get them to walk them to the hotel because they were not certain if they would even make it with this dude following them, basically stalking them. And the horrible thing is that he continued to follow them back to the hotel. It's just so creepy. And then my girl went to pee, and I guess her phone fell out, and this dude found it or something. This is my theory. So for me, it just certainly looks like this dude imagine being such a nuisance. They were making us feel like we're just beggars or something. And yeah, one of the women sitting in the train, she was like not having it either. She like totally was on our side and supporting us, and we were just not budging. So we had them move and had to move their fucking shit out of the way and sit down right in their space, because that's how trains fucking work. And if you don't like it, go by fucking car. And the girls that I was sitting with, they only could bear to, spare one seat for only me. So I was sitting with them, and they were like, I don't know, I'm not trying to make it seem like all girls that look this way are catty, but like fake lips, fake everything, like a shit ton of makeup, just, I don't know, just the types of girls that like deem themselves high maintenance. And I guess they were the ones that, I guess, came to think that it makes them better than other women, which is a huge yikes for me, dog. Like, you don't want to play the catty game looking like that. Honestly, there are so many people around looking to diss you and bully you for trying to change your appearance, for doing something. Like, you don't want to participate in that game, because that game is rigged against you, I promise you. Like, how are you, like, with, like, looking around with lips like a baboon's ass, and you don't support women? Like, women are the only ones who will be on your side if someone bullies you. Like, it's only women against the world. Like, you're mad weird. But whatever, I don't know. I guess people just look uglier when they behave ugly. I guess she was pretty. I don't know, like, could have fooled me, but whatever. And they were like, their expression was like, we stink, they were just trying to make us feel unwelcome and below them, and I don't know what they were trying to make us feel, but I don't know. And the girl that was sitting across from me, my friend, like on the other 4 seats, she was just not having it. She was like, we were talking in our native language, and we were just like, I was trying to calm her down, because she was just, what this fucking bitch, what the fuck she thinks she is. And I was just like, come on, they moved. What else do we want? We got what they wanted. So yeah, that kind of concludes my whole trip. And yeah, the story kind of started off very sad, but I guess the trip, even though it also touches some like existential crisis issues of gender roles and shit like that, this trip was a very welcome distraction from all the stress I was going through.